Hi, this is Kim Reads Urantia. How are you doing today? Okay, so today we're going to read from the Urantia book. You guessed it, but first light the flame. Andrew Harvey's my favorite daily meditation book. This is by Ram Prasad Sen, who was a poet in India, right? Hindu Shakta poet and saint of 18th century Bengal. He lived from 1718 to 1775. Okay. I feel like Hinduism inspires a lot of good poetry. I think Hinduism is really beautiful. There's so much pageantry. There's such diversity, and so it's such a colorful religion. Thick with mythology and just symbolism, and yeah. So it's probably the oldest religion in the world. Okay, August 9th. I would not even care to be an emperor is the title of this. Mother of the universe, I have no desire to exercise power. I would not even care to be an emperor. Sweet mother, please grant me 2 simple meals each day and wealth enough to thatch the palm roof of my clean earthen house, where I offer dreaming and waking as red flowers at your feet. Dreaming is a flower and waking is a flower, and I offer them both to my divine mother. My green village dwelling is the abode of your golden radiance, O goddess. What need have I for more elaborate construction? If you surround me with the complex architecture of stature and possession, I will refuse to call you mother ever again. Wow. Well, there he's kind of giving an ultimatum to God, which that's not that cool, but it's the point of it, that I dwell in simplicity. I don't need elaborate construction. Don't surround me with all this complex architecture and stature and possession. Okay, so he's reaching for simplicity and he's treasuring simplicity. And a lot of possessions, people seek after possessions that all it really does is complicate your life. All of a sudden you owe this money and everybody owes you this much money. You gotta find ways to keep it bare bones simple. Just the facts, just what's necessary. I don't need all this. Okay. And when you try to do all these great things, then you're thinking you owe these people favors. You have to, doing all the great deeds and stuff. And I know I want to save the world, right? I do. It needs saving, right? It does. So I want to be part of that. But then I'm trying to hook people up and trying to get people, and I'm trying to, do favors for people so they'll think highly of me, and so that I can connect this and do something really good, and I just want to do something good, but it gets so complicated so fast, right? So we just got to try to make it simple as possible. That's why, if it's no, it's no. Or yeah, just keep it simple. The KISS principle. Keep it simple, stupid, right? Okay, we're going to read from the Urantia book. We're on paper 15, the Superuniverse of Orvonton. Okay, practically all of the starry realms visible to the naked eye on Urantia belong to the 7th section of the grand universe. Right. The Superuniverse of Orvonton. The vast Milky Way starry system represents the central nucleus of Orvonton. Okay, so the Milky Way galaxy here is equated with Orvonton, or that's the nucleus of Orvonton, what we think of as the Milky Way. Okay. But Orvonton's got to be bigger than just the galaxy. Because there's more than 7 galaxies out there. There's definitely more than 7 galaxies out there. But okay, so when we look at the Milky Way, the nucleus of Orvonton is there. It's just, yeah. But I kind of think that a galaxy is like a universe, is what I kind of think. So Michael of Nebadon created our Milky Way galaxy, which is kind of like Nebadon. That's kind of what I think. Yeah. All right. The vast Milky Way starry system represents the central nucleus of Orvonton, being largely beyond the borders of your local universe. This great aggregation of suns, dark islands of space, double stars, globular clusters, star clouds, spiral, and other nebulae, together with myriads of individual planets, forms a watch-like elongated circular grouping of about 1/7 of the inhabited evolutionary universes. Okay, so most of what we see in the Milky Way galaxy is far beyond the borders of our local universe. It's just like in that direction. Okay. Right. From the astronomical position of Urantia, as you look through the cross section of nearby systems to the great Milky Way, you observe that the spheres of Orvonton are traveling in a vast elongated plane, the breadth being far greater than the thickness and the length far greater than the breadth. So it's a elliptical disc. Right. So it's how far it is. It's not that wide this way, but it's long. Okay, observation of the so-called Milky Way discloses the comparative increase in Orvonton stellar density when the heavens are viewed in one direction. Okay. Orvonton stellar density When the heavens are viewed in one direction, while on either side the density diminishes. The number of stars in other spheres decreases away from the chief plane of our material superuniverse. When the angle of observation is propitious, gazing through the main body of this realm of maximum density, you are looking toward the residential universe and the center of all things. Okay. Okay. You know what? I want to draw. Okay, I'm going to draw. Okay, guys? The heck. All right. Okay, so so here's okay, how about, right? Habona, right? So I'm thinking that these 7 super universes are kind of like circling like this. Like a flower. Right? Like that. In ellipses, kind of like. So they're saying here, when we look at here, and we're kind of at the edge of this. So if this is Orvonton, right? Here, I made Orvonton there, right? So ours is kind of like, I'm going to put an N for Nebadon. It's kind of on the edge of the thing, like in there, right? So here, when we're here, we're in Nebadon here, and on Urantia, which is kind of like on the edge of Nebadon, right? Okay, when we look in toward the Milky Way, we're looking in toward this way, so we see all these stars here clustered all around there. But when we're looking in the other directions here, we're not seeing as many stars here. And we can look out this way. It even says we can see the boundaries of other not super universes, of the master level. See, the outer space levels here would be outer space levels here. Right there. Okay. So there we are. So it's talking about when we look in toward here, this is that arc of the Milky Way here. So like here is, right, the Milky Way. Or what we think of as, the Milky Way. Yeah. It's because we're looking toward Havana. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. I think those discs are like that. Of course, they could be positioned more like, they could be like, I don't know, right? Havana. How do you know they're not like this? Right? Right? How do you know they're not something like that? It doesn't look as pretty as the flower one. Right? I'm not really sure. Ooh, let's look for that. I don't know. Okay, let's keep reading. I don't know. Okay. Observation of the so-called Milky Way discloses the comparative increase. Right. We already did this one. Okay. When the angle of observation is propitious, you see toward the here. Of the 10 major divisions of Orvonton, 8 have been roughly identified by Urantian astronomers. How? What have they identified them as, or they've been seen by Urantian astronomers? We can't like define a major section, I don't think, of Orvonton. The other 2 are difficult of separate recognition because you are obliged to view these phenomenon from the inside. If you could look upon the superuniverse of Orvonton from a position far distant in space, you would immediately recognize the 10 major sectors of the 7th galaxy. Right, and there's 10 major sectors. Yeah. Right. There'd be 10 major sectors because there's 7 super universes, total of 70 major sectors. Does that mean that each sector is like, okay, like a collection of stars or system or constellations or something? There's 10 major sectors. I don't know. The rotational center of your minor sector is situated far away in the enormous and dense star cloud of Sagittarius. Okay, around which your local universe and its associated creations all move. So our local universe revolves around Sagittarius star cloud. Okay. And from opposite sides of the vast Sagittarius subgalactic system, you may observe 2 great streams of star clouds. It's okay, dudes. You may observe 2 great streams of star clouds emerging in stupendous stellar coils. I'm gonna look this up. Yeah, I don't know what they're talking about. Sagittarius. Okay. Okay. Okay, Sagittarius star cloud. Can I do a share screen thing? I don't know how to do that. Oh, well. I don't know, you guys. Sorry. Don't worry about it, I guess. Okay, Sagittarius star cloud. So I can't really see 2 like arms of it, but you know that all depends on perspective. You can look that up, Sagittarius star cloud. Okay, so there's two big coils here. So I'm drawing again, okay? All right, so it's like here. Okay, so we've got the Orvonton here. So 10 major sectors. Like what are these 10 major sectors? But then the minor sector is what goes around, right? I don't know, 10 major sectors, right? I don't know. Right? Okay, whatever, I don't know. Dude, I ain't even doing this right. Ten major sectors. We need like one more. Whatever, like that. That looks awful. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna do this over. Okay, and then okay, so then anyway, so we've got I don't know, a slice of this elliptical pie, okay, whatever. Okay. And then there's minor sectors in that, and then here's you got your Sagittarius star cloud. I don't like this one either. Okay, so that looks awful. So you got your Sagittarius star cloud down here. And then Nebadon is off to one part of it or something like that. Okay, so then this would be divided into, and then this is like the center of our minor sector. So how many minor sectors are there in a major sector? Like 100 major sectors, because there's 70 or 10 major sectors in a super universe, and then each major sector looks like it has about 100 minor sectors. Well, that's a lot. That's really big. So this is a minor sector within, that's like 100th of a major sector, which is like 1,000th of our, okay, so this 1,000th part of Orvonton, 1,000th of Orvonton is this Sagittarius cloud that our universe spins around. Okay, that's what we're saying. Okay, all right, more or less, with 2 arms. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. This is hard, you guys. This is hard. I'm trying to get a picture of this. They're trying to give me a picture of it. Okay. 2 stupendous stellar coils. The nucleus of the physical system to which your sun and its associated planets belong is the center of the one-time Andronover Nebula. Andronover Nebula. Is this a real thing, or did these guys, I mean, sure, it's a real thing, I mean, but do we know this about this in science, like here, or not? I'm gonna look this up. Andronover Nebula. Okay, so let's see if this is like, so this is a thing. Oh, okay. It looks like it's only in Urantia. What is this? Is there images for this? It might be something, because it's a former one-time Andronover nebula. So there's people trying to figure this out for sure. All right. Oh my gosh. What is it? Man. Yeah, I don't see a lot of references to this outside of Urantia. So, man, wow. I don't know. I don't know. Let me see this thing. Holy cow. Yeah, I don't know. Wow. Trying to figure out all these little bits and pieces of it. It's really cool. All right. Okay. It's a one-time Andronover nebula. This former spiral nebula was slightly distorted by the gravity disruptions associated with the events which were attended upon the birth of your solar system, and which were occasioned by the near approach of a large neighboring nebula. This near collision changed Andronover into a somewhat globular aggregation, but did not wholly destroy the two-way precession of the suns and their associated physical groups. Your solar system now occupies a fairly central position in one of the arms of this distorted spiral, situated about halfway from the center out towards the edge of the star stream. Okay. So Nebadon as a whole moves around Sagittarius star cloud, and our system Satania within Nebadon, we move around this Andronover former nebula, which is Andronover nebula. The Sagittarius sector and all other sectors and divisions of Orvonton are in rotation around Uversa. And some of the confusion of Urantian star observers arises out of the illusions and relative distortions produced by the following multiple revolutionary movements. Right, because this is so hard to figure out. And even our astronomers today, this is like 100 years ago, right? That this book was created. But still, it's hard for these people to figure it out. Okay, so here's what it's. Okay. 1, the revolution of Urantia around its sun. Okay, these are distortions. 2, the circuit of your solar system about the nucleus of the former Andronover nebula. So our solar system moves around the Andronover nebula. Okay. The physical system. But does it say like our system Satania moves around Andronova too, or just our solar system? The rotation, number 3, the rotation of Andronova, stellar family, and the associated clusters about the composite rotation gravity center of the star cloud of Nebadon. Okay. So we're having trouble keeping track of like what's moving in what direction. And it's all moving, and there's so many levels of it, right? Moving in opposite directions, or, how these things are moving. Yeah. So astronomers are hard to figure that out, okay? 4, the swing of the local star cloud of Nebadon and its associated creations around the Sagittarius center of their minor sector. And notice we're not talking about the major sectors. We're talking about the minor sector. We're not even talking about systems or constellations, if they have their own center, or if we're just not even talking about it. Remember, these guys who are trying to reveal this stuff to us, they can't get ahead of us. They can reveal stuff that we're like on the verge of discovering ourselves, but they can't help us discover stuff by ourselves. See what I mean? So it's incomplete that way because we have to do it ourselves, right? So this isn't just, let's show them everything that we know. This is like, okay, if we're close to discovering something by ourselves, then they can give us like a hint or something, or kind of. But a lot of it, that's why I think a lot of it, okay, some science has said that, oh, that's not real, something like that's not the way science is. Well, that's why, because it's not complete. It's not complete, and it's not meant to be complete, because we have to go through this work ourselves. They can only give us like little hints or tell us when we're, when we're close or when we've got it or something like that. I don't know. Okay, the rotation, number 5, the rotation of the 100 minor sectors, including Sagittarius, about their major sector. Okay, so here I said we're not talking about the major sector, and there we did. So the Sagittarius does go around some center of the major sector. In the whirl of the 10 major sectors, the so-called star drifts about the Universa headquarters of Orvonton. And 7, the movement of Orvonton, and 6 associated superuniverses around Paradise and Habona, the counterclockwise processional of the superuniverse space level. So there's movements within movements. It's this huge clockwork design. There's cycles within cycles and stuff. So it's really hard to figure it out. I don't know. I suppose you could spend a lifetime trying to figure that stuff out and have some idea of it. Okay, I'm going to keep going here because we're over the time. These multiple motions are of several orders. The space paths of your planet and your solar system are genetic. What? Genetic, does this have to do with genes? What? Or basically like as they are, right? Inherent in origin. That's what they mean by genetic. So it's like inherent in the origin of our stuff here. Okay. The absolute counterclockwise motion of Orvonton is also genetic, inherent in the architectural plans of the master universe. But the intervening motions are of composite origin. Okay. So being derived in part from the constitutive segmentation of matter energy into the superuniverses, and in part produced by the intelligent and purposeful action of the Paradise Force organizers. Okay, so that's kind of, I think it can change or something, or go around here. We can have forces bumping up against each other, right? The local universes are in closer proximity as they approach Habona. The circuits are greater in number, and there is increased superimposition, layer upon layer. But farther out from the eternal center, there are fewer and fewer systems, layers, circuits, and universes. Wow. Okay. So it's kind of confusing. But things get bunched up in the middle, I guess. Bunched up. That's maybe as good as any way to put it. And out toward the ends, it's not as bunchy. Okay, but there is physical order and structure to this, and we can figure it out. It's just really hard, and we don't see all of it. It's really hard to figure out. But there's physicality in this. This is a real something you can sink your teeth into if you're a scientist and try to figure this out. And there's a lot of people have been trying to do that, you know, and try to bring it together with mainstream science. And it's kind of, I guess it hasn't gone all that, you know, I don't know, because you'd think, okay, if this is coinciding exactly with mainstream astronomy, that would give it like total credibility and it would just launch. It's like, but I don't think that's what it does, because like I said, we're in the process of discovering these things, and these angels, these revelators, are not authorized to show us things that we're not close to discovering ourselves, that we're discovering ourselves, right? Because we have to do this ourselves. That's the whole thing of this lesson. We're not going to have this just spoon fed to us. We have to work for it, guys. You have to work for it. Okay? Or if you're an astronomer out there, go get it. Go get it. All right. I will leave off today. That was a long one today, but I want to try to understand some of that stuff. Yeah, it's gets really technical and picky at this point, and just get through it, right? Okay, love y'all. Bye.